Celebration somehow here. And you are absolutely getting your fix here.
Gale Radio with your hosts, Babs and Gale. Coming to you live from Syracuse Studios.
Nicky Novolino is on.
So it's letter D, and I'm completely unprepared. I have no idea who I'm picking.
Really?
Yeah, not even one band comes to mind.
That's real sad, Gale.
Except for this like little band I remember seeing like a few hundred times. What was it? What was it? Down.
Was it the guy in the intro? He sounds familiar.
I
That
don't
Phil
know.
Anselmo guy.
Maybe it was the guy that tried to steal my fucking bag at the smoothie place before we filmed. I never put my bag down, no matter what. Like people make fun of me because no matter where I am, it's on my lap or at my feet, whatever. And I put my bag down, and I thought that Babs over here was gonna like, I don't know. I was
Babysit your bag.
not babysit, but I was like, oh, like I'm getting the smoothies, like when they said the order is ready. So I turn around to get the shit, and then she goes to get the straws, and I'm like, oh my god, my bag. And literally, it was not even a foot away from me. And I turn around, and this guy has his hands like hovering over the purse and like looking at me. I'm like, and he backed away, and he backed away like really slow. I'm like, are you freaking kidding me?
Maybe he was trying to cast a spell on your bag.
I'm like, what?
He was like,
Little. I can't.
maybe he was doing Salt Bay imitation.
Oh no. All I know is that what he did have was the audacity.
In broad daylight, mind you, it wasn't like it was like nighttime and there was nobody there. There was people like sitting in there eating food, people behind the counter. Some guy walked in after us who probably would have beat the shit out of this guy if he
Oh
saw.
yeah, he is built. He was built as fuck. I was like, yeah, he wouldn't have gotten far.
No.
Me, unfortunately, in situations like that, like I kind of freeze because the first thing I try to gauge is like, okay, this guy's crazy because he's trying to steal a bag in broad daylight, but like, does he have a weapon? Is the first question I ask myself, and then I decide like, is it worth it? This one over here, she was like, I would run after him and jump on his back. I don't give a fuck how big he is. Like,
I would have like he would have gotten a piggyback ride. Or I would have gotten a piggyback ride.
Yeah. I couldn't believe it. So the one time in my 34 years of life that I just set my bag down for not even 5 seconds.
And we were a foot away from it. It wasn't like you set it down for a second and we walked 10 feet. You were literally a foot away from your bag.
You know who else would have kicked his ass?
Phil.
Yes.
He would have.
Phil would have kicked his ass.
He would have been like, on march the Saints. Like,
but also, Papa Nolino, as you call him, would have kicked his ass. My dad's birthday just passed on the 5th. And so I want to dedicate this episode to him because our connection was deepened by our shared love for music, and he has come with us to so many concerts that and I've gone to so many with him, and the last one I saw with him was Tom Petty's very last show in New York ever before he unfortunately passed. And it was a great show, and I like that was my last family outing, he used to call them. Like, was with my dad at a Tom Petty show. Like, that's
he's
a great
probably
memory.
rocking out with Tom Petty right now.
Oh, hell yeah.
I mean, who the fuck wouldn't?
I know.
I have a list of people when I go up there. I'm gonna be like, I want to meet this person, this person, this person. Where do they hang?
Honestly, I know that he is super psyched that like he can now ask David Bowie all those burning questions he's always wanted to ask.
Oh my god, he's probably hanging out with Lemmy too.
Yes. Yeah. So this episode is dedicated to Alfred Michael Novolino III,
aka Daddy.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for being
and we love
an amazing man and help create an amazing girl.
That's me.
That's you right now.
It's me right now. Hey.
That's us right now.
Just in case you guys weren't, I don't know, up to date
You should
with
be.
the last episodes that was recently created. And I like it.
We like.
Did you
it.
ever see the video of Metal Thrash Rock? I've never heard of this company. Like I have
I don't
never
even know
heard
if
of
they're
them.
still around.
Okay, Metal Thrash Rock did a video, and that is where we got that we like it, because they interviewed Phil, and he was just totally like bullets out of his mind, and he could not say MTR in a row, like those three letters, which kind of they don't really roll together.
No, and even
I'll
the girl
admit.
said it. She's like, people always have issues with this.
Oh yeah, I can see that. I could see why, but
That's probably why they didn't last.
honestly, because I haven't seen any more videos where they're like interviewing
Maybe they
somebody.
got fired after that video.
Maybe after that,
That's no way to be professional.
It's real.
Interviewing somebody.
And that she totally was like so flirting with him, and he was flirting back a little bit. So you know what, man, I can't judge her. Oh, Phil.
Can you say?
He flirted with me. All right, so but you know what? I don't feel special because I understand that he probably has flirted with every female that shows that they're, that flirts with him. You know what I'm saying? Like, especially if they're a fan, like a meet and greet, it's like there's a line between like friendly and flirting, but he crossed it.
Is that in the book, Overrules?
It's, oh my god.
Should we talk about that for a minute? I think we kind of should.
I feel like I want to keep it very at a minimum, just because all this stuff with Manson is what we're referring to, because we don't want to talk about it yet in detail.
No, because we're huge fans of his, and you know what? I think we want to wait until, like, yeah, obviously everything we're hearing is vile and disgusting, but at the same time, I kind of I want to wait till it goes to trial to like really talk about it. Maybe we'll do an episode.
Maybe, yeah, we can't.
We'll do a live episode
point
where we
blank,
where
point
we watch
blank,
it on TV.
I believe those women. No matter,
Yeah.
I believe those women. What I did was, because to cope with that, this is the reality now, that this is who he is according to these women. I went back to I went on Amazon and I got his book. And I know I'm probably not the only person that did that, because they said that like his streams like went up like 7% since like Evan Rachel Wood came out. So that's half the problem, and I understand now. I contributed to it, but
but buying his book off eBay is different. I feel like, because that's somebody who owned
oh yeah,
the
no,
book.
it
It's
wasn't
not like
Amazon.
you got
It was
from him.
eBay. It was eBay, yeah. But it came in like mint condition. I feel like the person didn't even like open it. It was weird.
Dude, I had a copy of it. I think mine is still in mint condition. I don't know where it is. It might be at my dad's house, but I know I had that book.
Well, it was definitely, I don't know. It was my way of trying to cope with the situation and wanting to go back, and because I've never read it. I've never read really anything. It's just that I've always just seen him as a controversial artist, and I never dug deeper.
Yeah.
So but in this book, he is detailing the rules of like how you're gay. And it is the most obscure, it's the most absurd list of things I have ever read in my life. You can tell that, but he had a way of passing things off like this, topics like this, and making it seem like it's a joke.
Like, one of the rules was, if your name is Richard and you go by Dick, that means you're gay.
Right. So like someone reading that, you're like, oh my God, obviously he's not serious. But the fact, but he could be.
One of the things was, if you jerk off and you get cum on yourself.
That was ridiculous.
That means you're gay. And it's like, not for nothing, I'm pretty sure every guy that I have met in my life, I'm sure that's happened to them at least one time.
Because how do you not? I mean, I don't have a dick.
Well, not only that, but accidents happen.
Accidents happen. So,
but then there was another list of like, was it cheating rules?
Yeah.
Rules of cheating.
If the girl has the same name as your girlfriend, it's not cheating. If it's like
I'm sorry, I'm laughing at this. I just I opened the book when you got it and saw this. And I was like, what?
Because it's so absurd, you can't help but to laugh. But don't get it twisted. We're taking this very seriously because I don't know, just being fans of his for so long, it's hard. It's really it's difficult for me, and it was actually very, and it was very triggering, actually, right? Because obviously, as fans, we don't know the celebrities personally that we love. We never will, in the way that they are in their private lives versus how they are with us in like a meet and greet or a party setting, whatever it is. So to have these women come out and give detailed accounts of how horrible their experiences were with him, it made me feel very depressed. It did. It made me feel depressed. I guess it would be like you coming to me and saying, "Oh, Phil's a piece of shit," and this girl said that he did this, or same thing with you and Till from Rammstein.
I'm only
Like
laughing because of what happened with Phil last year. Not
what
last year, the year before, a couple
what
of years ago.
on stage with the hand. Phil did some problematic things in his past, but you know what? If
He
God,
wasn't sober. Not that that's a pass, but I mean,
it's not a
he did
pass.
apologize for it and
I
changed his
feel
actions
he
and
changed his
changed
actions
who he
and
is.
acknowledge, and
Yeah.
I feel that people that do that and take accountability do deserve a second chance. If he were to just came out and been like, yeah, so what, I made the hand gesture, the salute, whatever, and like, big fucking deal, you guys can't take a joke, I might be like, guy, like, take a look at like what that means to people, and like, you're offending so many, and I'm like, but he took accountability, and so
I think Manson, it's hard for a lot of us to swallow because, I mean, growing up as a goth kid, you looked at him like, wow, there's somebody who's famous and, you know, doing his art the way he wants to
yeah,
and portraying it in a certain way that a lot of the goth kids and alternative kids at that time and metalheads like could relate to. Because a
yeah.
lot of kids like felt that they stood out
He
and
made being weird
normal.
commercially acceptable,
Yes.
because that's what I thought of it, because he was on TRL on the same countdown as the Backstreet Boys, you know what I mean? So it's like he
And he
made it
played
commercially
on
acceptable.
TRL when the ball
He
dropped on New
did.
Year's, and
He
Twiggy quit the band
did.
right after that.
Did he?
He said that they were going he was going too mainstream,
Huh.
and he thought it was like a cop out because they
Interesting.
the video that was on TRL, it was the fight song, I think, and then they had Disposable Teens, if I'm not mistaken, or maybe it was just a Disposable Teens. But when The Beautiful People premiered on TRL, it was on there for 2 days, and then they banned it. So Twiggy was kind of like, "Oh yeah, well,
Yeah. And a lot of
we're cool because we got banned from TRL." Which, I mean, if you're a metalhead and you're a true metalhead, you don't want to go mainstream like that. Like Manson probably saw dollar signs, which I get, but
I get it. I get it.
Twiggy didn't care. He's
But
got a one-floor house in LA, and it's Mancoon with his little cats and his Trans Am that doesn't run in his driveway because he never did anything with it, and he doesn't have a license. So
well,
that's me right now.
that makes both of us. So but I don't know. I think that's all I want to say at this point regarding Manson, but we could not, I guess, get on here without talking about it somewhat, just because it happens literally what was it, February 1st?
Yeah,
I
and
think.
people have been
Evan.
messaging me and asking me if we were going to talk
Mm,
about it. So, in answer to your
yeah,
question, not now.
not now. That's all we have to say at this time. But
No more questions.
no more questions. But because today is about Phil.
Oh God. I mean,
Alas, the day has come where I don't have to deviate from other subjects and bands. I can just talk about Phil and it's accepted.
should I talk about Death Clock first, just in case?
I think that
Because I feel like we're
you
gonna delve
should.
on film a
Well,
little
well,
more.
but also we have shared experiences when it comes to Down. So I think, yeah, let's talk about Death Clock. She
we have
played me
shared
some
experiences with Phil. We'll get into that in a minute. Death Clock.
Death
Who watches
Clock.
Metalocalypse? And if you don't, get a hobby and watch it
Get a hobby.
because it's great. If you appreciate metal and appreciate cartoons such as myself, watch it. It's great. It used to be on Hulu. I don't know if it's still on Hulu, but
Oh, I have to check because I'm one of those people that needs to get a hobby, believe it or not. I have seen a couple of episodes of it and I've loved every single one. Was it on Adult Swim?
Yes.
Okay. That's why I saw it. Because I was a fan of Adult Swim and
I think it was on Friday nights,
and
like pretty late.
the one that stands out to me is the one with the Christmas tree. But so okay, but for Death Clock, okay, so like what do you remember like what year that first aired? Or like maybe their like the first
It
album
was
like
early
kind of
2000s. I want to say it was 2005 because I watched an interview with the creator of Death Clock the other day. Turns out Brandon Small, you are a freaking genius. He is the creator of Death Clock. He actually went to Berkeley College. Shout out to Berkeley College School of Music. What up? Yeah, so he went there, and it turns out his career path, he wanted to be a writer and a comic, a stand-up comedian, and he wrote a show for Adult Swim. I think it was H is for Home, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. He did write a show for Adult Swim. He wrote a couple seasons of it, and he went to them and he said, "Listen, I have an idea for a show based on a death metal band." And since he had already written shows for them, they were like, "Go for it. We trust you." And that is how Death Clock was formed. And since he went to Berkeley School of Music, he was able to record everything himself. And then when they started doing like tours and they blew up, he hired a guitarist, and a bassist and a drummer. But I mean, as he was filming the seasons, he was writing music. So whenever they would have like another season come on, he already had like a full album written for the next season already
oh, that's
of like
so
all different
badass.
songs.
And you know what's funny is like whenever I hear stories about Berkeley College, just ones that I don't know, they go there and nothing comes of it. And it's kind of like I don't know, do you go to art school or do you just get a canvas and start painting, right? Do you just form a band in your garage or do you go to school and learn the language of music and go from there? So it's very interesting. I feel like he already had the idea in his head and just went there to build on what he already knew and like like wanted to create. So
And people have asked
yeah.
him after, they were like, "Oh, why don't you like actually start a band and like write more albums and stuff?" And because Metalocalypse isn't on anymore, and he is actually one of the creators of Mr. Pickles.
Mr. Pickles.
That's newer, so I feel like a lot of people, if they watch Adult Swim, they definitely know Mr. Pickles.
I definitely want to watch Mr. Pickles.
Mr.
My ex
Pickles.
used to call my cat Simba Mr. Pickles, and I wonder if that's the reason.
Yeah, well, he should be called Mr. Yuck Yuck.
He is Mr. Yuck Yuck. Hi, Mr. Yuck Yuck.
He's
Thanks,
probably
thanks
praying
for
or
leaving
something.
when I push your ass out the door.
This is why we need a soundboard.
No, you know what? I didn't push.
You gently shoved.
I said this.
You read him the rules.
I read him the rules. I said, listen, your name is Richard and you go by Dick. You're out.
And you like Morrissey. That was also
like,
one of the rules. If you
oh,
like
right.
Morrissey or if you fuck a girl that likes Morrissey.
So stupid.
To be honest, if somebody like said to me, like if they played me a playlist of 30 songs that said pick the Morrissey song, I would have no fucking idea.
Mm.
Sorry, no offense, Morrissey, but I just never got into you. I don't know if you're one person or a band or if you're an oompa band.
It's one person.
Probably a guy with a fucking harmonica or something.
Oh my god. So what's your favorite Death Clock song?
Mermaider.
Mermaider? Okay,
Yeah.
that was the first one that you played for me. See?
I love that song.
Yeah, I really liked it. I really liked that song. And then there was one, oh my god, fuck.
Who doesn't like a song about murderous mermaids?
It had a ridiculous title. But you played it. Come Fire.
There's Come Fire. Blood Fisted, I played for you before. That was the song, the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That song, Thunder Horse, I played for you. Awakens, very good. Bloodlines. Oh my god. I could go on about like I'm just gonna like list the tracks. Like, this is a good song. This is a good song. If you appreciate metal and you like comedy, definitely listen to it because some of their songs you could listen to and be like, wow, these are real powerful. And then other songs you're listening to the lyrics and you're just like, wait a second. Did they just say that? Like they throw comedy in there, which I appreciate.
Are they all American?
Yeah.
Do you know? Okay, because I know that
I'm pretty
they
sure he
have
went to school with
accents
all of them.
on the show. So I was just wondering.
Yeah, no, he did it on purpose. And actually, the singer of Death Clock is based off of George Corpse Grinder.
Oh shit! Really?
And that's why it was funny. Speaking of Cannibal Corpse, they released a song last week. Fucking fire.
Can you play it for me on the way home?
Oh, I definitely will. It's so nasty, and it's great because it sounds like their original stuff too. Um, but yeah, the picture of the article that I saw of them talking about the release of this new album that's coming out. It was a picture of George Corpse Grinder, and he was like leaning off the stage, and he had his hand like this, and he had a smirk on his face, like that's me right now, and he had a fucking Death Clock shirt on.
Get the fuck out!
He
Oh,
knows.
that's
He knows he's
awesome.
cool.
That's so fucking cool.
He's a fucking man. He shops at Target. Like,
Honestly, if you're a coupon clipper and you're famous, like, good on you. Good on you.
it's so smart. He probably
You didn't
saves
let
so
the
much
fame get to
money.
you.
Not only
You
that, he
know?
probably saves so much money that way, and he could like go in like. That's why when he goes to Target, he looks at like the clearance section, and he'll buy toys. Like one of the things he wanted to buy was a fucking a Rocky Raccoon gun.
He's a smarter shopper than me. That's pretty bad.
Same.
No, I'm really bad. Like I'll go on Sephora and I don't give a fuck what's on sale. If I want the $8 Tatcha face cream and I can afford it at the moment, I buy it.
See, I do that, and then like when it comes in the mail and I don't have money, I'm like, why did I do that?
No, same. Absolute same. It's like I just bought like Halsey's makeup, which thank fucking God she has Afterpay. Thanks, Ashley. Good on you. And and
I wonder how they do that because some people I feel like as soon as they start up their website, they have Afterpay, and then other people don't. Like, triggered. Sorry for anybody who was a fan of these people at one point, and sorry if you still are.
I know who you're gonna say.
Jeffrey has Afterpay, Jeffree Star on his website. Shane didn't.
Thought that was strange too, actually, because I remember when I wanted to get like one of the hoodies, and I was like, oh yeah, like he's definitely gonna have Afterpay, because you figure like it's the same people running his shop that it is Jeffrey's, and he didn't have fucking Afterpay.
Yeah.
And I was like, shit. So, but no, Afterpay is helpful. It's just it makes it all the more easier to log on and get what you want, and it's still the same amount of money. You're just paying it in 4 different.
You know who has Afterpay now? Well, it's not Afterpay, but it's a firm. You know who has it now?
Go.
Cameo.
Shut the fuck up.
You might be getting one for Valentine's Day. I'm just debating on who. I have a choice of 2 different people. One I know you definitely like more. The other one would be funnier.
You're gonna get me a present for Galentine's Day?
Of course, Gail.
No, you're getting one too. It's just that no Afterpay is involved. Okay. No, my friend Jessica, shout out to Jessica, for my birthday, she got James Marsters to do a cameo video for me.
That's
And
incredible because I didn't even think he was on there.
no,
And
me
like
either. I
looking
had
through that
no
website,
idea. I had no idea. Oh, and Chris is calling me. Should I pick up?
pick up. We're gonna have a special call-in guest.
Krista, you're on the air. We're filming. What's up, Krista?
Oh Jesus!
We're not cutting this out either.
We're not gonna cut it out, girl. Say hello to everybody.
Jesus.
Say hello.
Hello, everybody. How are you on this lovely night?
All right, girl. Let me call you back when we're done.
Bye, darling.
All right, bye. Love you. Mwah.
Love you too. Bye.
Oh, that was a nice little call-in. We should have people freaking call in. How great would that be?
I wonder how that sounds over the mic. I guess we'll have to, because that was the first time I think that we've.
It sounded clear on the headphones, so I
All right,
feel
cool.
like it'll sound clear on the output.
Yeah. So James Marsters. Listen.
Hi-oh, tell everybody who that is in case they don't know.
Oh my God. Okay. James Marsters played Spike on the Buffy the Vampire Slayer TV series. Oh my God. First of all,
as Bret Michaels would say, Hi-yo.
Hi-oh, indeed. I remember the first time seeing him, and like I had very little exposure to Billy Idol when I was younger, except that that was his iconic look, right? Like the bleached hair and like the leather. So I saw, Spike's first appearance on the show. I'm like, looks like Billy Idol. Mind you, I'm like what, 11 years old, I think, when I first like when the second season of Buffy aired. Yeah. So yeah, so it was really awesome, and he sang me happy birthday in his accent because he's actually American, and I did not know that until fairly recently. So he was
Until that video.
no, I've heard him in interviews before,
Oh,
like
okay.
within the past like few years, but the fact that he sang me happy birthday
That's fucking great.
in
I
the
have to
English
watch that. You
accent,
never sent it to me.
I know what, and I'll show it to you. I'll show it to you.
I got
So-
2 cameos from she actually sent them to me. It was like it wasn't last year. I think it was the year before. I got one from Brooke Candy, who is the bee's knees, and
I like her.
yeah, she's a pop artist. In case you don't know who she is, you should look her up. She's hot,
Mm.
covered in head to toe in tattoos, and barely wears any clothes on stage.
My type.
Literally, she's so hot. I love her. Shout out to Brooke Candy, and Tommy Chong. I got a cameo from him. That was the best
That's
because he was
awesome.
like talking about my ferrets, and he was like, "Oh, and you had like," he was just telling me to like be happy and like stay strong and stuff like that. It was like really cool. And then he's like, "And you got what's her ferret's name? Reedus? Oh, baby Reedus!" Like, like old Tommy Chong is. He was so cute.
Aw, I think you may have showed me that video before.
It's on
Really
my
awesome.
Instagram. Both of them.
Totally like non-topic at all, but what lipstick are you wearing? Do you remember which you have on? Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Kylie Jenner.
Wait, is that the one I gave you, the Candy K? It looks so much fucking better on you. Like I put that color on me and it looks like shit. And it looks so good on her.
I'm sure it doesn't look like shit.
Here she goes. Here she goes. I
You're
don't
just
know.
used to wearing more reds and purples and pinks.
Yeah.
It's just like when I put it on, like I don't necessarily look bad in those colors. The colors.
Killer.
I don't wear them that much, so it looks weird to me. I always wear nudes, no matter what wig color I have on or whatever
Yeah.
I feel. I always wear nudes.
Yeah, I feel like it is very rare that I see you with a red lip, but like you've done it a couple of times.
Like it was funny. I actually was like trying to pick a lipstick to go with this look, and I was like, "What could I wear? What could I wear?" I'm like, a nude."
Yeah, because
literally.
I mean, I would have, but even if you did wear a red lip with that, it would stand out just as much because
I was
the
gonna wear
light
dark
hair.
purple. I have like a
Mm.
dark purple one I was gonna wear, but then I was like, no.
No, I had to ask. I had to ask because it looks so good on you. See, it looks more pink on you, but when I put it on me, it has more brown tones come out when I put it on myself, and I'm not down with how that looks. But anyhow,
Speaking of down,
back in the mid '90s, Pepper Keenan and Phil Anselmo started to hand out 3 song demos to fans.
by the way, there's gonna be a quiz on this next week, so take notes.
And just said, just gave them out. And was like, hey, have you ever heard this band Down? Didn't tell them they were part of it, nothing. And that's how they gained their initial following.
How many songs were on that demo?
Just three songs. I'm not sure of the tracks, but if I had to guess, I'm gonna guess probably like Life or Rehab and Stone
Bury
the
Me.
Crow.
Oh,
I was gonna say Stone the Crow, but
no,
Bury Me and
definitely.
Smoke is a good one. So now I have to admit that all credit for my knowledge of Down's existence goes to Mr. Anthony Muscati. Hello, Scooty Bounce.
Bam.
Because I did not know, just like how I didn't know about Mike Patton's zillion other projects. I was only privy to Pantera. And so he's like, oh, you gotta listen to his band. It's Phil's band. I'm like, okay. And he plays Stone the Crow for me, and I was just like, oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. It was just one of those moments. And
it was a moment.
I had a moment. And so listen to them. I say I felt like I was at the tail end of high school. So maybe it was, I don't know, probably 18 or something, 18, 19. But then in 2007 they came out with um Over the Under, which is their third studio album, and I she was over my house for a sleepover. And she wasn't even awake yet, and I go online and I see that these tickets go on sale for Mulcahy's and Wantagh over here, and I bought them too. I just bought them,
Eh.
and then
I'm gonna cut you off there.
what?
Eh.
What?
Roseland Ballroom
No,
or Hammerstein. That wasn't the first time we saw them. We saw them in the city first. Actually, yeah, it was Roseland.
no. Mulcahy's was the first show.
I swear. Because we saw them, it was like
Babs.
October-ish at Roseland, and then we saw them in like February or March.
It was February of 08. Look at her. Son of a bitch, she just
I mean, I
schooled
didn't
me.
know that.
She
I just
schooled
looked at
me.
my tickets before the episode started.
In my no, I'm serious. In my head, it has always been Mulcahy's was the first show. That is so weird. Maybe it's because it was one of the most memorable to me.
Remember we were standing
Maybe
outside
that's
Roseland with
why.
Pepper? We were on remember the block that
Why
we
did I
met
think that
Avenged on? It was
came
the same block.
after? Why did I think it came after? That annoys me so much. So yes,
Don't let it get you, Gail.
the tickets were for Roseland, but yes, that's where we saw Pepper and when we saw Jimmy, and that's when was that when Phil snubbed us, I should say,
Yes,
outside.
because I remember we went to Mulcahy's and I was like, "Oh, there's Phil." And Pepper recognized us. Pepper was walking around the block. He was like in between Mulcahy's and that shopping center, and he came out like the side door of Mulcahy's and like walked to the entrance of Mulcahy's, and we walked past him and we were like, "Hey, Pepper," and he was like, "Hey, girls," and Moscati got mad jealous.
Oh shit! Oh shit, Moscati. Sorry.
Remember that, Bears? You're like, "How does he know you?" And we're like, because we met him like 3 months ago."
Oh my god. No, that show was.
And Roseland,
My
we bought
God.
Kirk a beer, Coors Light.
Yes. Yeah. I wonder if he still likes Coors Light. What's up? What's up, Metal Santa? He does. He reminds me of like a metal Santa
He
when I
literally
look at
is.
Kirk. But I just remember that, well, Over the Under, just I don't know. Did you ever have like such like a really I don't know, like a favorite era in your life, and you can like assign usually like an album or whatever songs you're into at the time, like you just remember little details like that. And I want to say that that was it for me. Like, oh wait, I just remember it being all down all the time. And I am going to it's the first time I'm saying this out loud, I think. Like it's public. I think I might actually like Down better than Pantera.
You heard it here first.
I think I do because it's not to say like, oh, I think that so and so's a better guitarist than Dime, or this is that. It's not about that. It's the songs themselves. I connect more with Down's music.
It's two different styles too. Like as
Completely
much as
different.
people might sit there and want to like believe that it's the same, it's really not. They're like southern metal, like down gritty southern metal. You could tell they were influenced by like southern rock and stuff. And not to say that Pantera wasn't like that, but it's different. I
Yeah,
think you have to
yeah.
search for that a little more in Pantera's music.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, and that's not to say that they don't have, good like how you said, it's there. You just got to search for it because things that pop up when you hear Pantera are things like Walk and Mouth for War, and um but Down for me, it just feels like home. I know it sounds so corny, but
No,
like
that's sweet.
it just feels like home to me. There's badass songs like Hail the Leaf and Bury Me in Smoke, but then there's like these songs that just like I ascend to a different fucking like
A plane.
like a different astral plane when I hear a song like Jail.
Like a Phil Cloud.
It's a fucking Phil Cloud.
Like remember in Mario the little cloud that would go around and like film everything? Oh my god, I'm gonna Photoshop Phil's face on that guy.
Oh my god. I believe her. I believe I believe her
The
so
hoops. It's the hoops.
because she gave me these hoops today and they're so fire, but they're also so extra, but like I'm loving them. They just can't like jingle jangle around because of the
Jingle jangle.
because of the headphones.
They can't yuck around.
They can't do it. Some yuck yucks. But
Phil,
Phil, the Phil clouds. But I've never been to New Orleans before. But when I listen to them, I feel like I have been. It's like I get nostalgic from memories that aren't even mine when I hear songs like Jail. And I don't know if anybody can really conceptualize what that means or if you guys get it, but that's the best way I can explain it. So I think that they have a little bit of everything for everybody. Honestly.
it's like a fruit salad of,
It's a
of
fruit
music.
salad. It is a fruit salad. So I thought at this point, like right before Over the Under came out, I'm like, and it was several years since they released anything. Like Nola came out in '95, and then Bustle, oh my goodness, I forget the year that came out to be honest, but Over the Under came out in '08. I thought at this point, like before that album came out, I'm like, wow, I guess it's just gonna be another band like I'm never gonna see. And then they just drop it, and I'm like, oh, what the fuck? Like, how is that so? How? So, um, I did not meet Phil immediately, like how we had luck with Pepper and Jimmy.
Tell the kids what happened.
So, Phil,
If you're listening,
Phil, you kind of like snubbed us after waiting outside for a couple of hours after that show.
correction, he snubbed you because, not to cut you off, but I just wanted you to meet him. I didn't care if I like didn't get to meet him or not. I knew how
I wanted to
much
meet him too.
you, but I know how much you love him. So it's like if that same situation were to happen with like Nikki Six, I know you'd be like, all right, if only one of us could meet him, like I know you would throw me up to meet him. And same thing with this with us, like
Yeah, no, of course. And like, you know what it
that's
is?
your boo boo.
In moments like that, I try and remember like the human in everybody, and I'm like, wow, how would I feel if I just like played a show and like came outside and like I just wanted to get on the bus? But the facts are, it was just me and her outside, and like maybe one other guy.
It was
And
that girl that we freaking met that we became friends with.
oh yeah,
So it was three girls standing
wait,
outside at 2:30 in the morning on
was that the night
that you stole the backstage pass off that girl.
Yeah.
Please delve on that.
I did?
The floor is yours.
She came stumbling out of the venue, and
She was a hoe.
she was definitely a hoe, but I could tell, like, she's getting, she was leaving. She did what she came to do, whatever that was. And I was like, yo, can I get your pass? So I stick the pass on me, and it's like half hanging on.
It was a sticker, right?
It was, yeah, it was a sticker. So I put it like right here on my hoodie, and I went up the stairs. But I'm not even gonna lie, like oh, I was really scared. I was scared. Not, I didn't know what or who I was gonna see.
Or if we were gonna get arrested.
If we were gonna get fucking arrested, like you never know, especially after what happened with Dime. I'm assuming that their security is like really fucking tight and they don't trust anybody.
Nope.
So, and that goes not just for their bands, but just any group in general. A lot of bands after seeing what happened with Dimebag Daryl, they heighten their security and all that. So we didn't know what to expect walking in there. She didn't have a pass at all. I just pulled her on in and hid her behind me because I was, obviously like I'm taller. So if I figure, oh, if they see a pass on me, they'll assume she has one too. And hold on, who was upstairs?
So we walked upstairs
Tell 'em.
and there was somebody walking down the hallway past us when like down the stairs. I don't know who it was. I guess it was like a friend of theirs or somebody like in PR or something. We walked into the hallway and Phil's wife was standing outside a room with some guy just like BSing. And I heard somebody walk past and ask, "Where's Phil?" And she said, "Oh, he's doing press with Revolver magazine in the room. That's why I'm not in there because they're doing an interview." If we opened the door and threw an orange at his head, he would have been just like sitting there doing an interview with Revolver. And me and this one are standing outside the door, fucking like, what do we do now?
But there was by the food.
Well, what happened was I got nervous because obviously, given the situation, I was scared shitless we were going to get arrested. So the guy and Phil's wife were smoking a cigarette in the hallway, and I thought, oh, I'm going to smoke a cigarette too to like blend in. So I feel like no one will like look and be like, oh, she's just some random girl. So as I'm smoking the cigarette, I'm walking up and down the hallway, just like pacing, and I look into this room, and there's 4 folding tables, like huge,
Filled with just
like
every
six
kind of
foot
food you can think
long
of. Yeah.
folding tables. Yeah, like heroes, like 10 different types of chips, like just like
Like
a
those
plethora of
trays with
fucking
the
food.
little what do you call those flames
The little
underneath?
burners,
Yeah.
yeah. Like everything you freaking name it. It was like easily like $1,000 worth of food. And I look at him like, oh my God, I'm so freaking hungry right now. I really want to grab something. Obviously, I didn't. But I look in the room and there's like 10 dudes sitting in a circle in folding chairs. And Jimmy Bauer, the fucking drummer, is sitting in the middle of the circle. And I'm just like, I'm definitely not supposed to be in here. Like, definitely not. Like,
So
I feel like
bad.
Chris Farley in Black Sheep when he's trying to find his brother backstage
Yeah.
and he finds those dudes and like ends up partying with them. I was just like, and I like didn't want them to see me, so I like quickly scurried away down the hallway. And then this fucking security guard walks into the hallway and sees the both of us, and he just started laughing. He wasn't even
I
mad at
know,
us.
he
He
wasn't
just
even
looked and
mad.
he looked like Ron White. And he just freaking walks over to
PT.
us and he's like, I don't think you girls are supposed to be up here. And we're like, okay. And he just like he nicely like walked us down the
Yeah,
stairs and out the
he
door.
wasn't a dick at all, but oh my God, I was definitely scared. I was so chicken. I'm like, wow, this is my idea, and yet I'm up here like I'm fucking frozen right
We
now.
should have just opened the door.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
We're like, we're PR for Revolver magazine,
But
even though we look disheveled and like
we
these.
look, yeah, because obviously, like, you could fucking tell, like, you could tell we were in the audience. Okay, we were all fucking sweaty, makeup running, like
I
our
had
hair is all
bronchitis.
gross. You were very sick, which adds a layer to the being pissed off about him, like walking into
Well, we walked out
the tour bus.
right before the last song. So we were standing outside, and I remember hearing the last song playing, and then the music
Bury me in
stopped.
smoke.
And I don't remember. I think Kirk came out first, and then Pepper came out, and then Rex came out, and then Jimmy came out, and Jimmy actually was gonna smoke with us, but he probably saw that I looked like Ren when Ren is sick on that episode of Ren and Stimpy.
You idiot.
I was so disheveled looking right here. Like I didn't have any like like a spot of makeup on. Like my hair was in like a messy bun. And I remember I was like he was gonna smoke with us, but he was like, I just took a shower and my hair is wet and it's fucking freezing out here and I can't smoke on the bus. But he was like he was cool about it. And then that was at like he came out. The show ended at 11. Jimmy was like the second to last one to come out. He came out 12:30 ish. Phil came out at 2:30. So we'd been standing outside from, let's say, for argument's sake, 10 to 11.
Yeah, I want to say
So
like
pretty much
around,
11, almost,
I want to say 11.
until 2:30 in the
It was
morning.
freezing.
And we thought,
it was
and we remember
really
we
cold
thought,
out.
remember we thought he left.
Yeah.
So we were like walking
But
up and
we're
down the
like,
street,
but
like
we're like the fucking bus like didn't drive away yet. So we're like, how okay, how is this possible? But no, he's the last one out, and that fucking sucked. That sucked.
he walked out
Not
the
even
door,
gonna.
looked around, popped his hood, and just like power walked to his bus. Mind you, I could see the look in her face and see she was upset because we were like calling out for him and he just like kept walking. So I proceeded to power walk after him. She's behind me like, Lucy, don't fucking do anything. Don't do anything. And I'm like, Phil, 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 Phil. And he went to walk on the bus. And I'm not proud of this. I feel like I've grown up a lot since this night. But he went to walk on the bus and I said, Zach Wilde should have kicked the shit out of you when he had the chance. And he closed the door in my face. And every time I tell Paul that, he's like mortified.
I can't right now. That listen, it took some balls. Meanwhile, me, I'm just like,
At least he heard me.
what am I gonna do?
I said I said what I needed to say.
Yeah, no, I get it, and I understood it. I wasn't like, shut up. I was like,
You were just mortified,
I was
which is understandable because now that I think about it, I'm like, was with Ben.
No, but
But
it
I've grown up
was
since then. I was also 17 at the time.
yeah, no, it was a long time ago. And you know what? He has grown as well.
I've recognized my errors and my ways, the errors
Yeah.
of my ways, and I have grown from it and become a different person now, like he did.
Yes. Because well,
And I would tell him that I said that to
and
him when
he made
if I
up
met him.
for it. He made up for it, at least with me,
No, but that's what I
several
wanted him to do.
times.
That's
Several
what I.
times. The Mulcahy show now, and I mean that stands out to me as like one of my favorites because well, number one, Mulcahy's is a very small, very intimate venue that pretty much is it's like a super bar. It's not even like a venue. But we got tickets. We got tickets for that one. And yeah, so that was February of 08.
Yeah,
You said yeah.
because I took my driver's license test the next day
That's right.
and I passed. Thanks, Phil.
Thanks, Phil.
I was so nervous. I was like, I'm not going to pass. We're getting home. It's like 2 in the morning, and I have to be there at 8 a.m. That's when the test started. So
It's
I had to
cool. You
technically
made
be
it.
there at 7.
You made it.
I did.
And that night was like one of the best nights of my fucking life. At the time I had one of those Razor flip phones. So whatever footage I have is so grainy and awful, but I saved it anyway on my hard drive because I had to. And so I don't think it was at the very end of the show, but in like after a song, um Phil took Bauer's drumstick and leaned off the stage eye to eye with me, leaned off the stage and like gestured it to me. And this motherfucker next to me tried to grab it from his hand and he goes, no. Like he shoved it, he pulled it away.
It was probably the same guy who tried taking your bag today.
Motherfucker.
I swear to God, it
All
probably
these
was.
years later. You're still
Probably.
not getting the drumstick though.
He probably knew it was you. He was
Fuck.
probably like, that girl was the one who took Phil's drumstick from
Fucking
me.
fucking bag bandit. So he tried to take it from me, take it from him. Some balls. Tried to take it from him, and he shoved it away. And he like leaned forward even further and like gave it to me. And I was just like,
What would you do if he fell off the stage?
Catch him.
What if you couldn't catch him because like the angle of like.
I would hop over the barricade and like tend to him. That's he fell
Tend to him.
he fell off the stage trying to make my night better. So I would feel like not responsible, but you know what I mean.
I've seen videos of people falling off stage and it looks like it sucks so bad. Like especially the stages that from the videos that I've seen, it's like the stage is always like 10 foot off the ground. It's never like a small little stage. Like, yeah, you see that happen, but it's like whenever you see a video of someone falling, it's always like an elevated stage. It's just like, oh my God.
Yeah, but this was, he didn't fall.
He didn't.
He didn't fall. I got it and I immediately shoved it down in between my breasts, like into my shirt under like the bra because I was like,
Oh, that's smart.
if I don't have my underwire like trapping this thing or have it down far enough, this guy's gonna try and grab it from me. And I just looked up and went, I love you. Because what else do you fucking say when you're so like hit with such like you're hit with that euphoria and you're so happy and he goes, I love you too. I'm like, and then my night was already made. So anything that happened after that, I was like, it's the best fucking night of my life. And then he gave me another great best night of my life because, oh my God, not in that way, Jesus. But
Oh, wait, I wasn't even going.
I just had to go there for a second. But then this was in 2011. Mascotti was supposed to go to this show with me. Or I'm sorry, 2009, actually, I want to say September 2009. And he was supposed to go with me, and I got meet and greet tickets. At this show is where I met Tommy Kalstedt.
What up, Tommy?
What's up, Tommy? And and his girl at the time, right? So I kind of like mingled with them, whatever. And once we got into the Best Buy theater, what was it even called back then? Who knows? But you get down there, Mascotti could not come because he was sick. And like I'm talking not just like, oh, I have a cold. No, he was like sick to his stomach, and I felt terrible. So get down there and they're all lined up and Phil is last. And I'm like, yeah, I know they did that on purpose because everybody wants to say something to Phil. And the other guys, I have met them before. So it actually, for me, I would have taken more time if I hadn't spoken to Kirk and Pepper, Jimmy, Rex, but I did. So I went down the line, down the line, down the line. And I finally get to him. And he's like not that much taller than me, I have to say. I mean, like I'm 5'8". Like I know I'm tall for a woman, but get up to him and he had the little Phil dingle, as she likes to call it, which is like he has most of his head shaved, but just in the center there's like that strip, but his hair is like the length of mine. And
it's sad. I talked shit for so many years, and then I ended up cutting my hair like that.
oh my god, you cut your hair to get the Phil dingle?
It was an
It's a
unintentional
Gale
Phil
dingle.
dingle.
It's a Gale dingle.
Okay,
You put your own spin on it.
I'll tell him it's a Gale dingle. I got eyeliner on my pants, and it's annoying.
Was it the one that you borrowed from me?
No, it was a stupid pencil that chipped. All right, I'll get one of these after.
The same one that I dragged around
Because I know
your
if I
carpet
like
and I
sit
didn't
the
realize.
no, if I sit the other way,
Yeah.
you're gonna see a dot. Like there's one point in this that you're gonna see me like doing a little scratchy scratch to my pants, and that's why I did that.
It's not that bad. But still, it's annoying.
I'm just
I
gonna
get
sit
it.
with my left leg crossed over instead of my right leg, and then you won't see it.
That's fine. That's
That'll
fine.
fucking come out of my pants.
It will. Wow.
Wow. You remember who we met at Roseland too? At that down show?
There was another celebrity there.
Mm-hmm.
Say it. No, say it.
Paul Booth.
Paul fucking Booth was there.
Remember he walked up with the girls on the leashes. I'm sorry if that offends anybody, but these girls have probably got paid a decent amount of money to fucking do that, and they look just as happy as he did. So
I mean, look, if they're happy and it's consensual,
it's
awesome.
like latex outfits on, and there was one blonde girl and one girl with black hair, and one girl had like a pink, like they were matching outfits, but one was pink and then one was blue, and they were both on leashes, and he was walking them down the street.
Sounds hot. I mean, wait, no.
He was
no, it doesn't. That's not my kink at all. It's really not.
He was probably
not.
probably with them.
But
yeah, that was the first time I met him. And actually when I met him last February, might as well talk about it on the air. To air my
I know. I really wanted
not my grievances.
I wanted to detail my short conversation with Phil when you're done.
Okay, sorry. Last year I had an interview with Paul Booth to be a shop manager for his shop. I was supposed to go in for the second interview, and it got canceled because of the city shutting down. So, thank you, coronavirus, because I probably could have had a job working at Paul Booth's tattoo shop right now.
Yeah, because she made it in for the second round of interviews.
He was an absolute sweetheart. He's a big, intimidating, scary man, but I went in for an interview. I sat down with his mom, and I had a feeling it was her, but I didn't know for sure. And I was talking to her, and I was telling her about, my past jobs. Told her I went to baking school, and as I was saying that, he walked up behind me and sat down and was just like, "Oh, hey, I wanted to come out and introduce myself. I know my mom's like doing interviews." Or he didn't even say that. He said, "I know there's interviews going on. I am tattooing somebody, but I did want to come out and like say hi and introduce myself." And he was two things that he was most enamored with were the fact that I went to baking school and the fact that I worked in a haunted house. Those were the two things that stood out to him the most. And he was like automatically intrigued. And as soon as he walked away, his mom was like, "I am so proud of all the accomplishments that my son has done over the years." And not gonna lie, I pooped a little in my pants. Not really, but I did.
Like a
figurative
poop.
I was like, "Oh shit!"
She took
I'm sitting down with
figurative
Mama
shit.
Dukes. Mama Dukes used to be a school teacher in a private school, and she fit the bill perfectly to that. You could just tell just by looking at her as someone who went to Catholic school, like you could tell. She was an absolute sweetheart though. We went back a week later after the interview, I went to one of his gallery shows, and he recognized me and like talked to me, and I once again died a little on the inside because I was sitting there freaking out, trying to think of how I was going to approach him, and he ended up walking to me and remembering me and my name,
It's crazy. That's
and I
that's
died.
like an artistic titan, basically.
But
And
that was the first time
so
we met
to
him. Was at he was a guest of Phil's.
he's a guest of Phil's.
I wonder why.
He definitely
I wonder how
he's
many
tattooed
tattoos
him.
he's done of him.
Someone can correct me if I'm wrong, but this is the first tattoo that popped up into my head. Phil was once married to this woman named Opal, and she
What?
there is a tattoo on his arm of a woman said to be Opal. Don't know if that's really rumors true, and she's naked and like riding a devil.
You know what? That's funny though, because I
Yeah.
could like usually Paul does huge pieces. So for him to do something that wasn't that, and I mean huge pieces, like usually you go
I'm
into
gonna look it up. I'm gonna fact check that about Phil's tattoo. But he's definitely worked on Phil before. I just thought of like that tattoo because when I discovered that, like obviously the first ones that people think of are the, unscarred and then strength on the side of his head and then the body and blood, joy and pain, like those.
wasn't there
Those are the ones that
something
stand out.
wasn't there something with them too? Like I feel like every time I've looked up a video of Paul Booth on YouTube, there's like a video that
There
comes.
is.
What did who sent somebody sent some was it Paul sent something to Phil's house or Phil sent something to his house? It was Bones. I know that. You don't know about that? Oh
I
no,
think it was.
I have to freaking look it up.
No,
But
we'll figure it out.
somebody sent the other person Bones. And that doesn't surprise me because when I went into Paul's office, it was
Damn.
incredible. I'll post a video on the gram.
That could have gone either way, because it's either okay, Paul likes bones, so Phil sent them, or Paul sent them to him because that's like his brand.
It
So
might
I
have
don't
been
know.
Paul to Phil, if I'm not mistaken, but we're gonna look up the video on YouTube and we'll post it on our page. But there is like they have a crazy relationship. And it seems like a lot of people that like Paul's
A
friends
lot
with
of
is
people
crazy. But
do.
he's oh my god, such a down to earth,
It's
like
weird to call him
interesting
like
human being.
it's weird to call him like a titan also in the music industry, but he is just because of his affiliations, and he doesn't even make music himself.
Oh, he
he's
does.
an
Who's oh my god, who's the
what?
girl that a lot of Eve Minor?
N minor?
No,
Oh, I'm thinking of Phil bands now.
there's a chick
There's
on Facebook and Instagram. She makes music. I believe she's from around here because a lot of our friends are friends with her on like Facebook. I think
really
her name is Eve Minor. I'm like 99.9% sure. And
not
he
me.
actually just did a song with her recently, like during quarantine.
Oh,
It's very it's synth, like very Cradle of Filth synth goth orchestrated rock. It's cool. It's very like electronic, but like in a
okay.
synthy
Well,
gothic way.
well, shit. I stand corrected. I had no idea that he made his own music. I just knew him as like a tattoo artist to the the stars of the metal
He
community.
actually also designed a guitar. Remember when we went to Ozfest and they had the huge guitar display for Dimebag Darrell?
I
Where
do. Oh God,
he
Ozfest.
designed a guitar for that.
Oh,
He did the one where it was the face. It was like the copper guitar and it was the face coming out of the guitar.
oh my
That was
God.
his.
Oh, that's so sick.
He's such an interesting man. And walking through like his shop with him, the shop that I went to, it unfortunately he closed it because there was no point in him paying rent for that shop during quarantine if he
Yeah.
couldn't use it. But there was a basement where he wanted to have like record release parties. The middle floor was the gallery, and then the top floor was it was a giant room, and there was like probably like I want to say like 4 to 6 beds where all the other artists work, and then you walked in the back, and there was a giant wrought iron gate that led into his office. That was like in the corner that just had shrunken heads and skulls and just next
Well, it's
level
it's no
crazy
wonder
shit.
that he gets along with Phil. I mean, Phil has his whole they record at Nod Faratu's lair and it's basically like Phil's den, like on his property, and that's just where they record. And all of the decor is very reminiscent to what you're describing. It's very like very gothic. I'll throw things out there like red velvet, like that
The
kind of
melted
vibe.
candles, the half melted candles that are just like sitting there and the
Yes.
wax is all over the table. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
Paul's shop.
That's totally so it's no wonder that they get along. Their tastes are very, very similar. And though I had this horrible first impression of Phil because of my experience with her, when I saw him that night at Best Buy Theater, he was anything but. And I don't know, it just I remember being so scared because he sounds so intimidating. And but like the second I got up there, he went to go and shake my hand, and I was like, "No, I'm Italian. We do hugs and kisses." And he goes, "Okay, paisana." And he actually gave me one of those. Yeah.
Oh, wait, hold on. For the family.
for the family.
For the family.
For the family. So he gave me one of those. So I said, "Yeah, we do hugs and kisses." So he did one of those, and he gave me a big hug. And he immediately goes to sign, well, I don't even know, a poster or something. And I just was like, he's not going to remember me. He's seeing so many people today. Like, when am I going to get this opportunity again? And I just went, God, you were so much hotter in person. And he just looks up like really slow. He's like, "Oh no, I'm not, little lady. I'm an old man now." And I'm like,
lady.
"Well, little lady."
Like as if he could shrink you down and put you in his pocket.
I wish he could.
I was just gonna say.
I wish he could. But I'm like, no, not at all. Not at all. Anyway, so he goes, "Oh, get here in between me and Kirk." So he pulls me in, and the whole time, and meanwhile I don't think they were married yet, but Kate was taking the VIP photos. And he's got his arm around me, and he is thrusting his hip into my side the whole time. I'm sure in an attempt to get me to fuck the picture up, because he was not being vulgar. It was like something you would do to get me to
he wasn't
crack.
showing vulgar display of power.
He was not. Phil is not problematic in that way.
He was just being a little kooky. Kooky, yuck.
Can confirm. I did not feel uncomfortable at all. It felt like when you're trying to take a good family photo, but then there's always that one cousin that's putting up bunny ears.
I was gonna say uncle.
That's
Uncle Phil.
Uncle Phil. Oh my God. So that was that experience. And I forgot what else I said to him after that, because I just remember him calling me little lady. But that was not sorry, that was not the last time, because
dun, dun, dun.
that was not the last time. But when I saw him again, I forgot what year it was, but it was after Rex had left, I want to say. But equally,
do we know why he left?
I want to say that he was having some health problems. I know that he struggled with pancreatitis. I know some stuff was happening there, so obviously
I'm not laughing at pancreatitis.
What are you laughing at? What?
Was he going to get his teeth done?
Oh my God, she's so mean.
I'm sorry, those pictures Nikki always has gotten the best fucking pictures at shows. I've tried to hold a candle and I just can't. But she's always getting good fucking pictures.
I've seen you take really good fucking pictures, Gail. But okay, fine.
Oh,
I'll accept the compliment. Okay.
Regardless,
thank you.
Every picture you got from that show of him, you couldn't help it. You had to put the flash on at some points because the lighting was changing and shit like that. Every picture of Phil, awesome. Every picture of Pepper, awesome. Kirk, great. Jimmy, nailed it. Rex, he's got Peter Steele teeth.
And we love Peter Steele.
We do.
Rest in peace.
He's the Gaston of the metal world.
He truly is. but his teeth, and teeth are like the first thing that I look at.
You can't
Like
help
when
it
I
though.
meet
His teeth were
everybody,
like gold.
but like even you, yeah, pretty much.
They were like
But when
yellow.
when I meet somebody, I don't know, isn't it? What do you first look at? Because I feel like for me, whether it's me being introduced to a new person, just a new friend, and I'm sorry guys, like this is just a thing I do, and I don't even do it consciously. It just happens. Just look at your teeth.
You want to hear
I
something
look at them, and
funny?
mine aren't perfect. I don't know. And
Speaking of teeth, real quick, my dad went on a blind date. Well, it wasn't even a blind date. He was talking to somebody online, like on Plenty of Fish or some shit like that. Picture of this girl was really pretty.
okay.
Seemed really like halfway decent. Her picture, just to give you a little spoiler alert, her picture, she didn't have a teeth smile picture. It was kind of like a.
Oh no.
He goes to the diner with her, and he said something, and she started laughing. Her teeth were black. And I mean, not just one where it's like, oh, it's a dead tooth that can be fixed, whatever. He said literally her whole mouth was black. And my dad
Oh
doesn't
no.
get like grossed out or skeeved out easily. He said he could not finish his food. He literally was trying to like not watch her as he was eating. Couldn't end up like he said he like didn't end up eating like the rest of his food because he was so like nauseated and grossed out that
I'm
he like got it to go
sorry.
and he
No, me
never called her
too.
again.
I'm sorry, but you're not getting a call back. You're not getting a call back if you have bad teeth. See, crooked is fine. I think it like adds character. I'm not looking for
And
like
that
a
and not for nothing that
perfect
could be fixed.
but even so, I don't want them to fix it. Like okay, Ewan McGregor for instance, okay? I thought that he had such a charming smile and his teeth were imperfect, but it was like it was my favorite like feature of his was his smile. And then all of a sudden I see him in like I don't know if it was like Big Fish or like some movie after that and he has like this super perfect too perfect set of chiclets and I'm just like I get why people want to fix their teeth, but like
Like
don't
Jonah Hill's
but
teeth
like
in Wolf of Wall Street.
yes. And I'm just like don't go too different because then it changes your entire appearance. Kind of like Snooki, actually. She's a pretty good example of that too. Not to say that she looks bad, um but because whatever. I'm just using Ewan McGregor as an example cuz like that really killed me. But I'm not looking for crookedness.
Imagine Peter Steele got his teeth
I'm looking
fixed.
for missing teeth and I'm looking for black teeth. And if you don't have that, Peter Steele.
Imagine if he got like the Dennis the Menace, like chiclets, like dentures.
Oh no.
You know what's funny? Steve-O has dentures because he's gotten his teeth knocked out
Well,
like a
I was
bunch of
gonna
times.
say, I mean, of all people on this earth to
They look
fucking
natural
have
though. Like
them.
when he talks and laughs, like it looks like normal teeth. It doesn't look like too out of whack. You know, it doesn't look like they're fake or anything.
Mhm.
And Brittany didn't know that. Brittany Ferlin, Tommy Lee's wife, she didn't know that. And he was on the podcast and he like mentioned something about it. And she's like, wait, you have fake teeth? And he's like, yeah, look. And he pulled them out and it's like the whole front section of his top teeth.
Jesus Christ.
Like our friend, like shout out to Richie, like Richie's teeth. Richie has that too.
Yeah, that's right.
And Steve was like, yeah, look. And he just pulled him out and she was like, oh my God. She's like, I didn't know you didn't have you didn't have teeth. And he started laughing. And she's like, do you do that like on dates? She's like, do you just go up to people like, yeah, I don't have teeth, and like pop them out? And he started laughing. And he's like, I don't remember the first time I like showed my girl that I didn't have teeth, but he's like, I'm pretty sure she was just like sleeping over, and I just like took them out.
Oh God. Teeth.
Teeth.
It's very important. Very important feature in my eyes. What's your favorite down song? I think I know, but I need you to say it. No, 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 no. I never stoned a crow.
I would have to say, yeah, Stone the Crow. I mean, I love Bury Me and I love On March the Saints and Eyes of the South. Like, those are definitely my top 4. But as far as favorite song, I would have to say Stone the Crow.
Eyes of the South is
such a jam.
Eyes of the South is my.
It's my.
That shit. chef's kiss at that song.
I really want to know these Italian restaurants that Phil talks about that are in New Orleans that he says are like the best.
Well, because his parents owned an Italian restaurant, so like
That's probably what he's talking about then.
yeah, they had an Italian restaurant called Anselmo's in New Orleans. So
Imagine us if we lived in New
I
Orleans.
imagine. Oh, we'll get to that. I would imagine that being in the restaurant business, family that's in the restaurant business, you're kind of more exposed to the competition, right?
Oh, of course.
Because when I think
They
of
probably
New
sent him in to
Orleans,
like try different food.
the first thing that I think of is not Italian food. When I think of New Orleans, I think traditionally, like I guess jambalaya, right? Or
Creole, southern
like something
southern
like that.
dishes. Yeah, it's
So
basically. Oh, why do I feel like I know this? It is a mix between French
mhm,
inspired
yep.
and I think Creole. Is
Hmm.
Creole like it? Yeah.
Yes.
So it's the mix between it's like French Creole style I would get out of New Orleans.
Yeah.
Emerald
Yeah.
Lagasse. Bam.
Legacy. Bam. Exactly.
Imagine it. Oh my god, that was
But
probably his
but like
competition.
but like Emerald Lagasse, can you
Yeah, because you know how
imagine?
many restaurants he's got in New Orleans? He
Shit.
lives in
No,
New
no, no,
Orleans.
you're right. You're right. You know what else? Because this goes back to what you just said. Imagine us in New Orleans. Well, we need to go, period, the end. But also, Pepper has a bar there. Pepper Keenan, we're going to come to your bar.
I wonder if he makes like Bloody Marys.
I'm sure that he does. And also over
Like I
there,
want to know Pepper's drink of
we're gonna
choice.
drag Denny Skip to this bar as well.
We are. And we're gonna skiggity boom bop all the way there.
Since he's already down there, it's like, and that you promised me that you were gonna take me around to a little American Horror Story house that was in Coven. So I'm not gonna forget about that. I'm a huge AHS fan, and yeah, the third season where all the witches live. There's like this. Oh my god, it's a beautiful house.
I need to get like back on that season because I watched part of it and then I stopped watching it and I fucking love Kathy Bates. So
Oh,
I
Kathy
need to
Bates
like
is
go back.
such a wonderful addition to a show. Honestly, around Freak Show, I was kind of like, oh no, because I'm not going to say who or watch in case someone hasn't watched, but a character that I felt could have been utilized better was killed off so quick. And
I hate when they
I'm
do
like,
that.
now what? So Freak Show, I really wasn't all about it. But then Hotel came out, and I mean, you got Gaga on the season, so that was an immediate draw for me, as from it was for many people, I imagine. And Evan Peters looking like Gomez Adams. I'm like sold and sold, and then yeah. So I don't know, but then season 6, I hated season 6. I know a lot of people like it because it's like it's shot in the style of like reality TV, and
Yeah.
it just wasn't my thing. But then Cult came out, and Cult isn't like that's in my top 3 favorites. So I feel like they have for me anyway, they have a good season, then a shitty, good, then shitty.
I hate when that happens. And I
Mhm.
hate when they couldn't like kill good people. If I was actually listening to Talking Sopranos the other day and they were talking to the guy who played Jackie Laprio.
Mhm.
And when he first went into the show, he actually auditioned to be Tony. It was him, James Gandolfini, and some other guy. I forget who the actor was. And he said when he didn't get the role of Tony, James got it because,
His
um,
stature
yeah, I mean,
and
he's an amazing actor, but that was like they loved how he looked on camera. They
mhm.
said he just looked,
Yeah.
and he wasn't even like a really big guy, but like his features were just so big. He was only like maybe like 6'3", they said, but
But he
on
appeared
camera, huge.
large,
They said
and I
his
don't mean
hands.
fat wise. I mean like he just appeared very big,
Well,
like
they
a
said his
presence.
hands whenever he would smoke a cigar, and it was funny because James didn't smoke in real life. He would smoke
Oh yeah?
cigars once in a while, but he didn't smoke cigarettes. That's why it was actually funny. They said to get into character of Tony, he would
Yeah.
smoke cigarettes, and
Really?
it would be he would always ask for an unfiltered Lucky Strike every time. And it was the same cigarette like every time. And um going back to what you were saying though with Jackie, he was laughing. He said when they asked him to be Jackie Laprio, um they told him flat out, they're like, "You're gonna die in like the second episode," and the guy was like, the actor was like, "Oh, okay." I
Yeah.
auditioned to be Tony. I didn't get it, which sucks, but all the power to James because he did an amazing job. Um, but I was kind of bummed that I was only on for like a couple episodes. And he even suggested to them, he said, "Let me come back next season as his brother and I'll shave my head and I'll just be like his twin brother."
Yep.
And they were like, I don't know. Maybe
Oh,
we'll think
that's
about
nice.
it. Literally, oh, that's nice. And then they actually got Richie on.
Yep.
And he was like a little pissed about that because he was like, I fucking gave them that idea. And then they had someone else come and play Richie. And I was like, oh no. But
Yikes.
I mean, I get where they're coming from though, because like it would have been like, oh, what is that? His twin brother? It's literally the same fucking actor, just with a shaved head. Like,
Well,
that's not really. I mean, maybe they could have tweaked it with makeup,
it's
but
not
it
a
wasn't a
stretch.
stretch.
It's really not. But you know what? If you're going to continue AHS, like just know that seasons 1, 2, 3 are like a slam dunk. For me, they are. They're completely different seasons.
Which one was 3?
3 was
Right,
Coven.
Coven? Okay.
Yeah, it goes Murder House, Asylum, Coven.
I watched those 2 straight through, if not more than one time.
Yeah,
Murder House and
Murder House,
Asylum. Asylum fucked with me the most. I mean,
it's very dark. It's very dark, and it makes you feel isolated. And there's some. They really went in with the dark themes, I guess. And
my bay's on that season.
Hmm.
Ian McShane.
Oh,
As
yes,
Santa,
he
as the
is.
creepy Santa Claus.
Yes, he is.
Dude, he's gnarly.
He was crazy in that part. As much as I love Evan, Kit was just not like not he wasn't my favorite character. I feel like out of Asylum,
He wasn't really prominent in that show. I
you know
feel like too, they
why?
didn't give him enough
Because
spotlight.
it's because he wasn't playing a bad guy.
Yeah.
Because Evan excels in the parts of these like he all of his deranged roles like Kai and Cult and Tate and Murder House and James and Hotel. Those are the ones that stand out to me, and those are my 3 favorite seasons. When you can tell, listen, if you ever watch Cult, it is very scary, very true to reality, but it also represents rightists and leftists in a very extreme light, almost like a parody of each side.
Kind of like what's that fucking movie?
Yeah.
The Purge.
Yeah.
It's like an extreme.
Yeah, I'll say
reality.
that. But when he played Kai, I mean, there's this one scene where he is supposed to kill this person that is like that he loves very much, and so this person was interviewing Evan, and they showed that clip because it was a very intense clip, and the woman goes, what is going on in your head here? And he goes, oh yeah, that's not Kai. That's like me having a nervous breakdown because of the no sleep and delving into the character and all this. Like he's a really intense method actor. And then after Kai, he actually did like a very light part on Apocalypse, and then he wasn't even in the next season. Like that role, you could tell like it fucked with him.
Yeah.
It fucked with him hard. I mean, and in that season, he played Kai Anderson. He played Manson, Charles Manson. He played who's the guy that drink the Kool-Aid guy?
Oh, I know who you're talking about. I can't think of his name.
Played him. Then there was Marshall Applewhite, with the I don't know his name, who was another cult leader. So they put him in insane makeup for that. So yeah, I don't know. Watch Cult. It's insane.
I will watch it.
I know a lot of people didn't like it, but I can't say enough good things about it personally. So
what do you think shows Phil watches? He probably watches Lost. I don't know why. I could see him being
Wait,
a
why?
Lost fan. I don't know.
Lost?
I could see him being like, I
Hmm.
was a diehard Lost fan.
I don't know.
Either that or the Great British Bake Off.
Phil, tell me what shows you like.
You think he watches the Great British Bake Off?
It's possible. It's possible he does. I really like to know.
He probably watches Squidbillies.
But what I love is that he's so much more chill now. I mean, as most people get, obviously, when they're older, but like he's just chilling in his little Nosferatu lair and making music. And I would really, really love for Down to put out more music, because more music did follow over the under. But it's been quite a couple years, and I would love them to put out another album. And I'm pretty sure I saw somewhere that I don't want to say it was Kirk or Pepper that there is more stuff.
They have to do more stuff. I
More
mean,
stuff
they
in the
did.
works.
Let's get into the live stream.
The live stream was
That was so sick.
that was so incredible that he was doing a Q&A, and um you can send in questions, so obviously, like, but so I put in, like, what was your first concert, and I put like my name next to it, because like I had like a username for live stream, and I was like, if he's going to answer this question, I'm going to put my name next to it, because then it'll give him more incentive to say it. So I see him looking at the screen, looking. Nicky Novellino, Paisan.
That must be his fucking favorite word.
He called me Paisana twice.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's his favorite word.
Yeah, that's nice.
That's nice. No, that's awesome.
We'll enter. We'll enter. We will put that video in. It's not the greatest quality, but you can clearly hear him saying my name.
Phil.
Yeah.
And yeah, you could hear it. That's probably the most important thing.
And since we won't put the whole video, because he goes on and on, like, no, but as he does with most things, because I knew to keep, just based on interviews I saw, ask him something that's very like quick, simple, that he is gonna love to answer. Something as personal as, what was your first concert? All of us have so many memories attached to our first concert that it just comes so easy. And by the way, it was Kiss. Kiss was his first concert, which is of no surprise to me. It truly isn't.
It was funny. That was like my first show too, because I went to Ricky Morton when I was younger. I went to the Backstreet Boys. Went to Ringo Starr, but my first like rock show was Kiss at Jones Beach with Aerosmith.
Oh, that's
so me and Phil have something in common.
That's pretty fucking cool.
It was a sick fucking show, man.
Say.
Kiss, like, as much as people look and they're like, yeah, this hello, it's like they fucking put on a nasty show. The fireworks, the like, just the pyrotechnics, the stunts that they do. They do crazy shit.
You know what show I know at the time we weren't talking. I went to a show, and I forgot the damn venue, but I went with this girl Diana, and it was the show that he hit his fucking head on Pepper's guitar. So, like, for a long time, you saw in interviews that followed that he would have the scar right here. That was that happened at the show I was at. And like, you were fucking headbanging, we're all going crazy. All of a sudden, I'm like, he's fucking bleeding. What the fuck happened? Like, everyone started like freaking out, but he's still up there moving, and he just goes like,
"Bury me in smoke,"
and like he's fucking going, and we're like, okay, like, that was it. But still, that I wish you were there for that. That night, I met Kate, his now wife, in the ladies' room. She was very sweet. And me and Diana took a picture with her. Even though, like, I'm really jealous of you, Kate. I'm really jealous.
I love the feedback. I just wanted to let the feedback go for a minute.
Bury me. Fucking crack me over the head with this thing. Anyway. So that show. Goody. I also saw him at Metal Masters.
But that was just him, though, right?
Yes.
We'll get into that in the P episode.
Yeah,
we don't want to give all our
totally.
feel away.
You know why? Because I was thinking, I'm like, oh wait, was someone else from Down in that? But the answer is actually no. So we will hold off on talking about that lineup, as sick as it was.
Oh, Down was our first quarantine live stream too.
Yes, it was.
That was so sick.
It was so sick, but there was, oh man.
Remember the technical difficulties?
They were, oh yes.
Thank God he did the song over though. It was Jail.
Oh yeah, yeah. Because I was like, oh, I can't wait to hear what Jail sounds like live, because there's very few videos on YouTube of that song live, and I've never been able to record it if they did play it ever. So, and then it just starts up and it's like ding 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 dun, 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 and then all of a sudden it just stops, and I'm like,
Remember why? There was a hurricane.
yeah, there was a fucking hurricane in New Orleans
And
while
we're
this was
like,
going on.
this is gonna start in 20 minutes, and the hurricane's supposed to hit land in the next 2 hours.
Yeah.
But they fucking kicked ass, and they still did it. And actually, like, once it cut off, because it froze at first, and we like freaked out thinking that it was like my internet.
Right.
And then all of a sudden, the camera went black, and it said like, "Please stand by, technical difficulties." And we were like, "Oh, thank God, it's not us." And it was like maybe like 2 minutes. It was like pretty
It
quick.
was
They were on top of
very
it, and
quick.
then Phil like was on the camera. He's like, "We'll start this one again. This one's called jail." And we were like, "Oh, thank God!" Like at least they started it again from the beginning, because I'm
I
sure a
was
lot of people would have fucking flipped out and been like, we're me." Like,
Yeah, because there's very few songs that they put out that are like those slow transcend me to another planet, chill rock ballads. Not really a ballad, you know what I mean?
I know what you mean.
But yeah, so that live stream, it was just as sad as it was sick, because that was their 25th anniversary of the first album, Nola, that they put out in 95. And I was like, oh my God, like if it just wasn't for this goddamn virus, we would be in that fucking pit, and it would be
Yeah, because it was supposed to be a full
so,
tour, right?
yeah.
Or at least like a
Yeah.
decent amount of shows. It's
So
so fucked.
it's really fucked. It made me really sad, but I'm glad they did it. Like period, I'm glad that they did it, and I got some merch off of them for that show, and
And we got to
I
see Chief
wanted to
Coco.
get Chief Coco.
We wouldn't have seen
Okay.
Chief Coco.
So their thing is they always close the show with Bury Me in Smoke. And during this part of the show, it's like they'll hand off, like all their friends start coming out on stage, and Pepper hands off his guitar and he grabs a beer, and while someone else is playing, and like
He's like, "I'm
just
done."
yeah, and they just keep it fucking going, and they're having like their own little party on the stage, and it's so cool to witness. And so, but for this one, they had, and I know it was because of
He was
a
talking about
part
the
of a fundraiser.
history.
Yeah, they were talking about the history of New Orleans, and they also, I thought that they were partnering um with somebody. Oh my goodness, probably obviously for COVID relief reasons.
It was COVID relief,
It
but
was COVID relief. But so this guy Chief Coco comes on, and he's playing these drums, and like like the chanting, like hi, yeah, 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 like stuff like that, and we are dancing in her
it
living
was
room.
fucking
We're like,
crazy, and we were like, how's Chief Coco coming out? Because he had like, um, he was an Indian. I'm not sure what tribe he was from, but he had on the headdress and like the whole outfit. Like he was literally a chief. Like that's no exaggeration.
yeah,
And
it was really cool to see actually.
he came out on stage, and he's fucking like dancing with his drum around the stage. And I looked at her and I was like, "Oh, yeah, how are they gonna fit Chief Coco in? Are they just not gonna like mic him up, and he's just gonna like dance around them?" And they mic'd him up, and it sounded fucking sick with
It
the
did,
song. I was like,
yes.
they should come out with a Chief Coco remix.
Yo,
Phil, if you're listening,
Phil, Chief Coco remix,
do it.
please.
We
And
have
you
to
go,
see if he has an Instagram. We have
and
to message Chief Coco and get him on here.
yo, that would be fucking awesome.
That would be
Actually,
so sick.
we're gonna research it. But that that concert, I want to say, I mean, it's definitely on YouTube, but I'm pretty sure that they're gonna actually put that out as like a digital thing and like a DVD thing.
I think they did say that.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to that. I like owning my favorite things, regardless if it's available on YouTube or not. But I have to say that Down is just, it's just, I feel like it will always be one of those bands that, like I said, feels like home to me. That I don't know, it kind of just like transports me like somewhere else. But it's also like tears come to my eyes when I hear certain riffs, and it could be like a super heavy song, but it just like it strikes heavy somewhere like really emotional in me. But then also like it also makes me want to fucking like rock out, you know?
That's like Lidman with me.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
it's
have my
just,
moment when we
it's
get
a
to L.
totally different experience for me. And so I just want to say to all of you, like, thank you. Thank you for fucking I don't know, helping me keep my sanity, providing a safe space to go, even if I'm not physically going anywhere up here. You take me right out of my shit sometimes. Like, it's weird to like thank people that you don't know, but that's all I feel when I think of that group of guys.
I get that. When I met Meatloaf, and we'll get into that when we get to M, because Meatloaf should be mentioned. I don't care if people are sitting there going, "He's not metal." Fuck you. You ever
Fuck you
see his
guys.
album artwork? Do you ever hear his like?
Metal as fuck.
Yeah, he's metal.
Metal as fuck.
When I met him, that was actually like one of the things I said to him. I said, "Thank you for being you and just allowing like I don't know, like thank you for creating amazing music that like I could relate to." And he looked at me and smiled. He said, "It's people like you that keep me going and make me inspired to make more music." And
It's
I had a
really
Chris Farley moment.
sweet.
I was like, "What?" Especially coming from him, like he used to fucking sing on the streets. And there was a guy who wrote poetry and wrote lyrics and literally like didn't want to sing and like couldn't sing, he said. And he was walking down the streets of the city and he heard him singing and was like, "You're going to sing my songs."
Wow. Yeah,
He was
that's
probably like, "I could tell
that's
you're pretty
something.
neat because of the way you are."
You're pretty neat, but respect your distance. That's like the fucking mantra for 2020.
Look up
And
Nature
now
Walk.
2021. Look up Nature Walk. Like, she showed me this, and like sometimes it's like the things that we find fun. We find a lot of the same things funny, but other times there's like hits, misses. This thing, I felt like it was one of those things that like one of those kinds of videos where I didn't think I'd find it funny. Then he kept going with the whole act, and I'm like, wow, like this shit is fucking bonkers. But like I couldn't stop cracking up.
Was
It's
Flapjack a
it's
miss for
v-
you?
no, that's a hit. Flapjack is a hit for me. Yo, the fucking laugh. He sounds insane. And I just have to say that eyeliner looks damn good, man.
Thank you,
Shout
Gail.
out to Suva Makeup because I watched Euphoria religiously on HBO, and I loved the way that they did the makeup for those actresses. And one of the characters, Kat, played by Barbie Ferreira,
That's me.
she had that eyeliner actually underneath like that. But I think she had might have connected it to like a black wing. I'm not sure, but I was like, I need to know what that shit is. So I looked it up, and apparently that's what glow in the dark. Like that's like that'll show up under black light
Oh, so when
in
we're
that
driving in the car,
color.
you'll see.
Actually, yes,
That's gonna look fucking creepy.
yes, yeah.
Amazing though.
And so they have a bunch of different shades. I got the purple one and I got that one, but like that, it just I don't know, it stands out so much. I fucking love it. So Suva Makeup,
I love it, and it
Mhm.
matches my pants.
hell yeah. I think the shade's Acid.
Yes, Acid Trip.
Yeah.
Sounds like something Phil would name. Oh, sorry, Witch Tripper. Sorry.
Witch Tripper.
That's me right now.
Witch Tripper, all right.
You know, it's funny when you were talking about my eyes. I was gonna go, "Be my eyes." That's me right now.
Dude,
I love you, Gail.
I love you too, Gail. Thank you so much for sharing all of those amazing down experiences with me, even all these years later, in the comfort of your living room.
It was worth it.
Oh my god,
I got to be with my
totally.
Gail.
Totally. Oh, I thought we were gonna do. Isn't it like we land a kiss, then we do I, or no?
I don't think so.
Okay, we're gonna do a little.
Either way,
Either
you
way,
get the point.
happy Galentine's Day, everybody.
Happy Galentine's Day. And we're going to have a special Happy Galentine's Day episode this Friday
We are
with a
We're-
very special Gail guest.
a very special guest, somebody that
Is a Gail.
Is a Gail. And you know what? I'm just gonna leave it at that. I don't want to give anything away. I don't want
No.
to give any hints.
We're not.
But
She's just a Gail,
she's
and
fucking
she's
Gail,
beautiful.
and she's
yeah,
yes, she's a Gail. She's beautiful and she's badass.
you're going to want to tune in.
And I honestly can't wait to talk to her because she has the same, if not very similar music taste to
hell yeah.
both of us. So
It's going to be a blasting in glass.
okay,
So we love you guys.
Hope you
And-
enjoyed our D episode.
Yeah.
Hope you enjoyed our Phil episode.
Literally.
Basically.
It's a Phil episode. That's why we talked about Death Clock first, because
It's a fepisode.
we knew Phil was going to go longer than Death Clock, as much as we love Death Clock. And there's plenty of other D bands that are out there that we will get into next D
Also,
episode.
you know what? Since we're on D, like this doesn't have to do with music, but I know him actually because he used to play music. I want to give a shout out to Dom DeCunto right now.
What up?
Yes, because his artwork, you guys, all right. So I first met him when I moved to the town I did. And he was in a band originally, but he's always been an amazing artist. So I want you guys to follow his art page because
Do it.
he's insane.
We'll share it to our story so you
We
guys
will.
could link it.
It's Domo Pastramo on Instagram, but we will spell it out for you guys so you could check out his artwork. So I just wanted to give a little shout because
And he does commissions.
He does commissions, and yeah, we love and support him. So we want to get his stuff out there for you guys to enjoy as well.
I love you, Dom Dom.
Love you, Dom Dom.
Dom.
No, I call him Double D.
That's amazing.
All right, Double D. And everybody, thank you for tuning into our Anselmosode, our Philisode, our Epiphil, our
That's it. I'm done.
Thank you for tuning into our Epiphil.
Stay Gary, Sarah Gary's.
Stay Gary, Sarah Gary.
And she's fine.